Hello, my fellow night crawlers. Welcome to a brand new video. As usual, grab your blankets and grab your snacks and get comfortable because today we're going to be looking into the weirdest websites on the internet. Guys, gals, non-binary pals, it's summertime. What type of summer are you going to be having? You're going to be having your hot girl summer, going out, partying, getting crazy, or are you going to be like me, which is staying inside and making videos the whole summer? In all honesty, I'm going to be doing both, actually. I lied to all of you. I'm going to be having my hot girl summer. I'm going to be having my cake and eating it too. And I figured since summer is now, I'm going to go ahead and make it appropriate. I got a nice little summery shirt going on. It's soda cans. Isn't that cute? Isn't it so adorable? I know. You don't have to tell me. I know it's cute. But in all seriousness, though, I hope your summer is a lot of fun, whether that be you're interning, working, watching me all summer because I'm your favorite YouTuber. I am your only favorite YouTuber. I gotta establish a parasocial relationship somehow. I have to bring people in, okay? But enough of me talking about summer. Let's talk about the weirdest websites that are on the internet. Now, there's two ways that content creators can go about this. They can go to the dark web, find some totally legit red room, and then talk about that for 30 minutes as they play super creepy, ominous background noise with a super deep voice. Or content creators can do what I'm gonna do, which is basically look at the clear web and try to find crazy, weird things there. So enough of my blabbering and insistent rambling. Let's go ahead and look into some of the weirdest websites on the internet. The first website that we're going to be looking at is a website called Gandalf.com. So despite what you're probably thinking, it has nothing to do with Lord of the Rings. So just dismiss that entirely. Okay, I lied, actually. It has like a little bit to do with Lord of the Rings, but that's after I do some explaining. I'm sorry, I'm getting like way ahead of myself. Let me just talk about this website. So there's two clear distinctions on what Gandalf.com is. There's what it used to be and what it is now. When you open up Gandalf.com, it immediately sets you almost in this corridor type place. It's these super long, stretched out stone brick type things on your left, bottom, and top. They're this gray scaled color, and at the very end of this corridor is a weird looking painting. This painting is actually clickable, and when you click on the painting itself, it'll then take you to another page on the website called Page 3. Once clicking on this image, it'll actually pull you a little bit closer to the painting, and then a text will appear on screen saying, "Gandalf is busy, please go away." Now, most people from there would probably say, okay, well, maybe time to not mess with Gandalf. Maybe click off the page, leave Gandalf be, assuming that's Gandalf. But when you actually click on Gandalf once more, it directs you to an email address. The email address is named rqs@gandalf.com. I'd also like to mention that's everything on the entire website. There's no more pages. That's all it does. It's just Gandalf. You click again, it says Gandalf is busy, go away. If you click one more time, it shows an email address. That's it. Now, there's actually a lot of different theories as to how this website got to where it was. So I guess you can kind of decide the fate of the website. Now, that is actually what Gandalf is today. Let's talk about what Gandalf was before it became what that webpage is. When you utilize the Wayback Machine, the first time it had ever been archived was in 1998. And when you look at the archive itself, it literally looks like it was made in the 90s. There is absolutely nothing pretty about the website. The website actually shows what was remnants of a Gandalf Technologies. Gandalf Technologies was a data communications company made in 1971. Eventually, over the years, their products kind of became obsolete. The company went bankrupt in 1997, but was actually acquired by Mattel. Mattel is basically like a telecommunications company. The reason I'm bringing all of this up is because when you go to the website, at least the first archive of it in 1998 on January 21st, it shows Gandalf homepage and then Mattel homepage. When you click the Gandalf homepage, it brings you to this. About Gandalf. Gandalf, a division of Mattel Corporation, is a leading manufacturer and international supplier of remote access and internetworking solutions. Gandalf specializes in the corporate access segment of the remote access market, which gives users the flexibility to work at a remote or branch office and have seamless, transparent access to the corporate LAN. Gandalf offers customers the most comprehensive range of solutions available on the market today, giving customers the flexibility to choose the exact level of performance, functionality, features, and price that makes sense for their individual applications. And with even more history added onto Gandalf, I actually found an article from a magazine called Computer World, which has Gandalf advertising their products in it. So at what point did Gandalf go from, oh yes, we're like an IT type company, to whatever the hell this is? It eventually hit a point that Gandalf's products weren't really up to date with everything else, so they just kind of had to brush them aside, eventually discontinuing that line. Now, here's where things get interesting. I'm unsure whether or not the domain itself was put up for grabs by other people, or if someone from like Gandalf Technologies held on to the domain. So this is where stuff gets interesting, and this is where theories begin to crop up. So I'm going to try to explain this in the best way that I can. At some point, the domain was either put up or held onto by some Gandalf employee. Now, on October 18th of 2000, the present day Gandalf that we see today first appeared. And you heard me right, 2000. It has been 22 years and this website hasn't changed. As I mentioned before, there's a lot of working theories with this one, so either pick which one you like or whichever one you subscribe to, just feel free to comment it below. The first theory is that this was actually some sort of project from the person that owns the domain, but the creator just never got around to doing it. People will buy the domain of a website and just not really do anything with it. They'll hold on to the name in hopes of, hey, maybe eventually I'll build that really cool thing that I was wanting to do, but they kind of just never get around to doing so. And maybe that's actually just a placeholder. Maybe the creator just set that there for fun. Why not? Like, hey, I might as well just toss this in here. I'll eventually get to the thing that I was wanting to do with it anyway. And 20 years go by and you somehow haven't done anything. Another theory is that this person was actually domain squatting. Think of domain squatting like a get-rich-quick type scheme. Random people would just buy domains for anything. Like, oh, random celebrity, yep, that's my domain now. Oh, my favorite movie, that's my domain now. Like, as many things that they could get, a lot of people would buy them in hopes that these companies or celebrities would approach them saying, hey, I'd actually like this name. Here's like $1 million or something like that, just so that way they'll get the domain. And the last working theory that I can really throw out here to you guys is that it's actually just some dude from the Gandalf company that just still has access to the website and decided to just maybe put some random stuff on it, but still just have the domain name to use. But I would like to know your thoughts about this. Do you think it's something deeper? Do you think that it's just some developer that happens to just be using it? What do you think it is? Feel free to comment below your thoughts. The next website that we're going to be looking into is south32.com. Look, y'all, I'm going to keep it real. This website is really freaking crazy. It gets really deep really quickly, and I don't think I'm going to be able to adequately explain every single thing within it. So do understand that there's actually a lot of videos on YouTube that discuss South32 and look into it a lot more than I'm probably going to be able to, because I'm trying to just give y'all a general bit of knowledge, get y'all to understand it just a little bit to pique your curiosity. I'm not trying to delve into every single thing about it. So what is South32.com? Surprisingly enough, this is a really hard question to answer. I'm going to start off with the basics and then we're going to start delving deeper from there. In 2016, there was a movie created by the name of South 32. If you haven't heard of South 32, don't worry, because apparently no one on Rotten Tomatoes has heard of this movie either. No critic has rated it, and less than 50 viewers have put a rating up for South 32. So don't worry, you're not the only one that's never heard of this film. The website South 32 looks like a promotional website for the movie South 32, but it's not a promotional website for South 32, at all. And apparently, the creators don't even acknowledge South32 as being a website that supports the movie or like was even utilized for advertising. When you check Internet Archive and you actually look at one of the first few archives of the website itself, it almost looks legitimate in a way. Granted, it looks super low budget, but it looks kind of legit. But as you continue to click through the years, it only gets crazier. What initially goes from like a standard looking website goes to just the same image practically being plastered for this super long page, lines of repeated text, hundreds of just images that can still work. If you check the archive and you click them, these images still work. And if you look at older archives of the website itself, it even says that South32 is looking for $1 million investors. If you haven't caught on, the movie had already been filmed. What investors? The movie's done. So it's clearly not associated with the main creators. This website's weird. And to tack on even more baggage to this, there are a bunch of domains that are owned supposedly by the person that owns this website that are simply made to just redirect to south32.com. Like, for example, let's say you love your girlfriend by the name of Jasmine and you want to type in ilovejasmine.com. Well, guess what? You're just about to get redirected to south32.com. Let's say you want to look at your favorite news site, KH Times. Sorry, get South32'd. How about usaarmy.org? How about South32 instead? I hope my incoherent rambling has been enough to get you to understand what's going on, because even with me, quote unquote, understanding it, this stuff is just wild. So let's now talk about the website and what it currently looks like as of the time I'm recording this. South32 and what it looks like now is basically talking about Shell employees going on strike for more money. The website is just a bunch of incoherent rambling. Like, I really don't know how else to put it. I wish I could just say like what this meant. Like, oh, it's clearly this. Guys, it just makes sense. Go to inspect element. It's clearly hidden in the text. I don't know what the heck this website is. And also at the top of south32.com, this person advertises another website by the name of luiginews.com, my most trusted source. Where do I get my news? Luigi News, and whatever he's rambling about on whatever godforsaken website this is. He's the most reliable source. He's doing the real journalism out there. Luigi News almost looks like south32.com, but basically remove a lot of the images and just multiply the text walls by 50 million. I swear, I would be willing to bet money. I would be willing to bet money that this website is like 3/4 text. It's insane. Look, everyone, I'm gonna level with all of you. I don't have any working theories for this one. I don't know what any of this could mean. I just hope whoever is running the site is doing okay. Now, I'll admit, I didn't do a lot of hardcore research on South32. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's a deeper meaning to all of this, Caden, and just like how are you missing it, Caden? Clearly this is a critique on capitalism or something. I don't know. I don't know what this could mean, and I'm clearly missing it. But if you have any better ideas for what any of this incoherent nonsense is, feel free to type it in the comments. The next and final weirdest website that we're going to be looking into is, honestly, this is my favorite one. I'm really excited to share this with all of you. This website is called LeninMurderTruth.com. It's December 8th of 1980. As John Lennon is entering his Manhattan apartment, he didn't realize a man by the name of Mark Chapman was about to walk up to him, shoot him 4 times at close range, and eventually kill him. A lot of people consider this case to be open and shut. Mark Chapman did it. He's in jail for it. Awesome. End of story. At least that's what almost everyone thinks. Except this dude. A man by the name of Steve Lightfoot, it's on his website, I'm not doxing him, believes that John Lennon was actually murdered by Stephen King, the famed horror writer. Yes, this guy believes that Stephen King murdered John Lennon. Let's get into it. Look, Steve, if you're watching this video somehow, I don't want to potentially misconstrue your theories. So I'm going to read it directly from your website, directly from the man himself. Here is what his summarized take on the situation is. The story about Mark Chapman is a cover-up. Bold print government cryptographic codes that include the killer's face and true identity, the killer's alleged name and letter to the editor printed before the murder, and Richard Nixon's book, The Real War, in back issues of Time, Newsweek, and U.S. News and World Report magazines printed before, during, and after the night of December 8th, 1980, prove that Richard Nixon and Ronald Reagan arranged for the author Stephen King, then barely famous, to assassinate John Lennon. That King's writings draw dramatically from the crime and that he taunts us all in his interviews and comments only make this the story of a lifetime. My 24-page booklet contains everything you've seen here and much more. Please order your copy. I guarantee it is the absolute truth about what really happened to John Lennon. Happy code cracking. I'm sorry, Steve, but I don't understand. I think you're just grasping at straws, buddy. I'm sorry. Have you ever seen those things from 4chan where it's basically just like, circle this, arrow here, cryptograph, circle here, hieroglyphics, Sanskrit, point here, this connects to this connects to that. That is what his website is, and I'm not even lying. I'm going to show you an excerpt from his website revealing the alleged name of the killer printed there 3 weeks before the murder. As if all of this stuff wasn't enough, he also wrote letters to Chapman and Stephen King, and then once he got their letters, compared handwriting and was like, look guys, look how similar they are. And luckily for you guys, if you couldn't get enough of Steve, he has on section 8 of his website called Footnotes and New Developments, and I assure you that this dude updates. He gives you new developments like you wouldn't believe. The latest update was on April 22nd of 2022. I'm not even lying to you. I decided to take a peek at the new developments page because I was fascinated at this giant wall of text and what this man had to say. So I'm scrolling through. I find this. P.S. Obama and Biden probably tried twice to kill me in 2 high-speed accidents in 2010 and 2012. There really is so much baked into this website. If you're really interested, I implore you to go to government codes. It's the 5th tab, and just try to make sense of it all. It really is fascinating. It's a very fascinating website. I'll leave it like that. If there's any websites that you think I missed, feel free to send them my way, whether that be my Instagram or my Twitter. I know that YouTube is very weird about comments and especially putting links in, so feel free to reach out to me personally if you'd like to see me explore any other things that you want. This video was absolutely ridiculous, absolutely wild, but I had fun with it. I'm not gonna lie. Looking at crazy, almost incoherent rambling on the internet is always fun. Before we hop in the end segment, though, I would like to thank my Tormented Knights and my Knighted patrons. For my Tormented Knights, we have Andrea, EB Agent J, Nee. And for my Knighted patrons, we have Cherisy, Emma, Inaudible Blue, Jessica P, Lucas, Mary, Panda Games, Shizen, Teddy, and Timo. Thank you guys so much for your very generous support. It really does mean a lot, and it allows me to bring you all the quality content that you oh so desire. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed the video, why not like and subscribe? It definitely helps me out. If you didn't, though, why not dislike and let me know what I can improve on for next time. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you all in the next one.